All right, guys, so I wanted to put out a video dedicated to answering one single question. We had somebody come out and essentially say or ask about a recent update with one of our, quote unquote competitors in the space, Grok. They have the ability to basically build websites on their Grok app, which is cool. That's great. Obviously, the first thing that people think is, oh my goodness, our competitors are coming out with the same thing. They're coming out with something similar. Maybe they're better. And this is where this video gets really exciting. And I'll kind of explain why. So, right now, we are currently working on our own language model or our own LLM, and it's coming out with this new launch. Now, what this does is it takes on the back end we have all of the absolute best coding, researching, designing models that there are out there. ChatGPT. So if you use ChatGPT, if you use Claude for coding, if you use Grok to build things, if you use Gemini to create videos, all those things, they're phenomenal. They're phenomenal. But you're going on to Grok. I'll just give like Grok as an explanation, because Grok is fantastic, and I'll give it that. But on coding and design, it's not quite up to par with ChatGPT, with Claude, with Opus 5 right now. So it's not quite up to speed on that, but it's great analytics. It's great at reading the news. It's got phenomenal power, and we love Grok because it's definitely kind of that symbol of freedom. So what we're doing, and this is why I believe Daxley will absolutely, I believe it will put GGT and GRP at the top 30 level. It's because we are taking the absolute best models of all the above. So ChatGPT, Claude, with even their Fable 5, we've got that integrated for coding, ChatGPT for research, and their phenomenal design. Grok for analytics, for news sourcing on X, and for a lot of different things. So essentially what we do is we have a system, a neural engine that comes about, and it chooses the absolute best model for a given task. But it doesn't just do that. What it's going to do in the next update, or in the next few updates this next week, is it is going to take what is created by that and then go through and funnel it through our language model. And essentially what that's going to do is it's going to take what this amazing model that has, obviously, and they spent billions of dollars to train this, and it's going to funnel it through a lot of different things and say, number one, is it safe? If we're coding, it's going to say, it's going to take that and go to another model, and to our model, and to essentially 2 or 3 models, and say, is this code safe? Is the security safe? If it's a blockchain, it's going to do 5 audits in between until, or more, until it says this is safe. Because essentially, you can put out something with ChatGPT, and if you can definitely try this on your own. But you put out, let's say, a smart contract with ChatGPT. It puts it out, and it'll code something for you, and ChatGPT is phenomenal. But then you take it to Claude, and Claude's like, oh, okay, there's like 5 errors here, and then you take it over to ChatGPT again, and you show it the audit, and it's like, oh yeah, those are errors. I'm gonna fix it. So it'll fix it, and then go back and forth. Okay, so essentially we do that times 10 until there are absolutely 0 errors with the absolute best models in the market. So essentially, we are better than Grok. We are better than ChatGPT. We are better than Claude. We are better than Gemini. We're better than all of them because we are all of them And then, as soon as it's starting, before it starts to complete the task, we have our own language model that goes through and it takes the competition, it takes the market, it takes all of the biggest things that are coming up, or it will take in this next update coming up this next week. It'll take everything and it will make it better. It will make it essentially better, or an equal or better fit than your best competition. It'll take the absolute best 5 people that you're competing with. If you have a lawn service, if you have a, any type of business, it's going to look at that and go, you know what, we are going to absolutely focus on making this as good or better than anything else on the market. What does this competitor have? It has this. And then here is where we absolutely blow all of them out of the market. Okay, so like Veo 3 with Gemini is phenomenal. It's absolutely phenomenal. It produces epic and great scenery. It even does audio. It's phenomenal. But here's where we make it better. We're coming out with a video engine, a cinematic engine that will allow you to take anything, any idea that you have, and we'll break it down. You'll have a director, you'll have an agent that's a director, you'll have an agent that is your producer, you'll have an editor, you'll have everything that you need to absolutely take an idea, a prompt, and make that into a complete video. I mean, a complete movie, a complete script. I mean, every part of that movie or that series or whatever you're wanting to produce, you can produce that. You will be able to produce that on this video engine that we're coming out with. And then the secondary thing that I believe will absolutely take us to new heights, because there is nothing like it on the market. So when it comes to producing video games, you can go to Grok, you can go to anything and try to do it. You can try to basically put something out, but it's extremely tedious. So what it does is it comes up, even with Claude, it comes up with kind of a plan, and it puts that plan in action, and it costs a lot of credits. You burn a lot of credits, and you don't even know if it's actually going to work. So what we are doing is exactly the same way that we're utilizing the video engine. We're going to do that with games. So basically, to be able to, like, we're gonna have a director for your game, like, basically come about before you even start doing anything, before you start wasting credits, and help you produce that engine to produce every single and figure out what kind of sprites you're going to need, basically what kind of assets you're going to need, and what 3D, 2.5D, isometric, 2D, what you're going to need, how you're going to be able to produce those sprites. And whenever you do produce them, the hardest thing, even with ChatGPT, which obviously is huge, is consistency. Like, that's one reason why we haven't used AI in a lot of our assets, is because you literally, whenever you start doing game assets, you can't. It's almost impossible to keep the consistency even in the absolute best models. So what we're doing is we're utilizing basically an audit system for that makes sure between models that your assets are absolutely they're perfect for whatever theme that you have, and they're consistent with all the other models that have been produced. So anyway, I'm going to leave this at that. But I just wanted you guys to know, okay, you're going to see, obviously, people, I mean, are saying that it's a good thing to have, but the obvious question is, how can we compete? But this is how we compete. We compete by being the best of everything, by utilizing these amazing models and then making them better, and then making it easier to do those individual tasks. Okay, so the one thing that I did not mention that's already out there with Daxley is the ability to create anything Web3. And it's so cool. Like, it's so stinking neat. Like, whenever you create a token, you can do it on any chain. So 83 chains, you're able to deploy it from chat, and that's something that is absolutely and completely unique to us. So it's like Third Web, but you can actually talk to somebody and do any extent of any complexity, and you will be able to of any Web3 game, Web3 app, and then deploy it to chain. Otherwise, if you go to any other model, you're going to have to ChatGPT. It's going to tell you how to do it, but it's freaking complex. It's super complex. You go to a third web, and it'll cost you a couple $100 to do, and you're having to type all this information in. As far as with a coin and with a staking smart contract, I don't even know if they do staking smart contracts, but there's certain things that they do. But where we take that and go further and make it super cheap is we absolutely deploy everything, and we make it to where you can make any Web3 application. So we have three things. So, I'm going to back up a second. We're going to, number one, we utilize the best of everything. Number two, we have our own language model that takes the best of everything and makes it better. Okay, it makes it more competitive. Then we have these three, in my opinion, absolutely massive engines that are going to dominate the market in those spaces. We have our video engine, we have our gaming engine, and then we have their Web3 engine. And the Web3 is already out. This launch is going to be epic, in my opinion, and that's what right now what we're doing is we're dialing in our own language, large language model, and we're getting it out, and we're perfecting it, and we're getting it ready for that launch. So anyway, guys, I just wanted to put this out there. I wanted to explain to you how big this is, just this product. I believe that it has the ability to take us very far. We're just getting it all ready for the market, and we're going to launch it when it's perfect, which should be very soon. We've got some big updates coming this week, next week, and we're working for that launch. Anyway, guys, you have a wonderful week. I'll be up here again on Thursday or Friday for our normal AMA. All right, you guys have a good one.